Hey Corley, I just wanted to make this for you. I'm gonna move this out of the way. This is something I was doing with a guy named Ken. It's about a $2 million insulation company down in Washington, and it's good. He's got lots of sales, but it's just a little bit messy sometimes, and there's like a lack of systems, and then so it leads to a bit of chaos, and now all of a sudden that $2 million of sales is like very, I don't know, it's just, yeah, it's chaotic, right? People are coming and going and quitting, and they're calling him for everything. And so anyways, that this is why I'm such a big systems guy, is like, put in some systems just to reduce the chaos and keep doing everything else you're doing. So um I use Canvas on Zapier because Zapier has all the different software platforms on it, like Hatch and CallRail and Jobber, and I like to map it out. And then we find, sort of gaps in his system, and you'll see in this one where his gaps are. So this was something we were building, like a little hiring funnel for him, and whether he actually lets me build it or not is another story. Usually people are like, yeah, yeah, I really need that, and they're like, but they're like, I could do it, but they don't, of course. So, but yeah, you can see here, hiring funnel. He's got his social media. What does his company look like on the outside? Does it look fun? Is it going places? Website intake form. Form goes to Airtable. Um, this is, you know, the reason why I'm kind of good at these is because I nerd out on all these softwares and I know sort of the capability. So Airtable is basically like Google spreadsheets, Google Sheets, but it just is way more powerful. So when someone fills out the intake form and their information goes in a database, you can have Airtable reach out and just say, hey Jane, thanks for applying. We're not hiring right now, but we'll definitely be in touch. And then Airtable can send another message in 6 months just to keep this sort of hiring lead warm. Um, Zoom interviews, Trainual for onboarding, and Trainual for training. So that was just something, a little side quest we were doing for him. But here, over here, you can see the whole point of this is that here's all his leads coming in. All of this he has actually pretty down pat. How the leads come in. I do think he needs an onboarding client guide, which I'm hoping he'll let me build him. He's got two estimators. He doesn't have a bonus plan. He's not doing GSR meetings. So I think that's something he really, really needs to implement. But down here, this is the quote follow up. I don't think he's doing too bad here actually, but down here is where we sort of notice some real gaps. So scheduling. Um, I love how he's got this where his office, as soon as there's an approved quote in Jobber, his office manager reaches out automatically. But then it's like he was doing some really wacky stuff. So this needs to be cleaned up. Um, I think his office manager needs to be able to just schedule these jobs with the client. They're doing a lot of weird stuff in Jobber where they don't actually schedule the job. So when we were looking at this, it was a Friday morning, but next week the whole schedule had not been put in Jobber. So essentially no one could plan. You couldn't see what was going on, and it was because the office is doing this weird sort of check with Kent. So anyways, we're trying to clean that up. And then here as well, just getting ready for production. So he has a shop. He has a shop guy, and so I'm trying to get him to clean this up where there's a shop guy, or they load up their vans in the morning, and right now they're not putting their materials in Jobber, so he basically can't job cost. All the metrics in Jobber are wrong, so he's just not using it the way he should. So we're coming up with something either, his list of materials is much more simpler than yours or mine would be. So maybe just a price list laminated at the shop, and the guys have the Jobber app, and they're going, "Hey, I got 25 bags of insulation, and I got 2 bags of gravel," and they're putting it straight into Jobber so that he can job cost. So, anyways, this is what I've been doing, I did this for my own business, and it really shows little gaps where you can build extra things in. Like here, it was like this. Once a quote is archived in Jobber, like what happens to that lead? Do we never speak to them again? Do we reach out in 6 months? Do we set up an automation? Like there's all kinds of stuff you can build into your business that once you build in once, just runs forever and you don't have to touch it again. So that's why I'm a big systems guy. So yeah, this is what I've been doing, and sort of I meet with this guy. I'm sort of doing a little more, I would call it more business coaching. I don't think I'm really into that though. I would rather be actually building these systems, almost saying, "Hey, Kent, get out of the way." I actually just had a chat with him of like, "Hey, man, I don't want to meet with you every Friday morning. We have like a great chat and you come away with energy, but then the week goes on and you don't really implement anything. And we just do the same scenario over and over again. That's kind of a waste of your money and it's kind of a waste of my time." So he is starting to kind of let me do some stuff. But this is what I've seen with business owners where they're like, they definitely are the roadblock. And so I'm an implementer. Once I get an idea like this, I will go and implement it like this week or next week, and I move on to the next problem. That's just how I do it. But anyways, yeah, maybe this is something we could do with your HVAC company and just literally build this map out, and we'll find some gaps and some things that need cleaning up, and we'll probably find some areas where you're killing it. All right. I will talk to you soon and we'll get something booked. See ya.